You're listening to the Epically Geeky Show, a place for all things geeky.
Welcome out to the Epically Geeky Show, episode number 176. I'm your host for this evening. Yeah, we'll go with evening. Eugene Stevens. Tonight, I'm joined by Chris, Ray, and Sean. How are y'all doing?
I'm having a good evening.
Good deal, because we're actually recording in the evening. So, tonight's opening question is, what is the most money or biggest prize you've ever won? I'm going to go first because the answer is, I don't know, maybe $5. Like I've never won anything like that. Like it's number one, I don't play the lottery. And when I do do things, I've never won anything. I've been adjacent to people, like my mom has actually won quite a bit of money, lottery tickets or bingo or whatever it is, but I've never really won anything like that. It does not happen to me. In fact, there's kind of a running joke between my wife and I. It's just like, yeah, we should probably try, but are we really we're just throwing money away at this point, right? Right? Okay, yeah. So, Ray, what's the most you ever won or biggest prize you've ever won or anything like that?
First ticket I ever bought, $50.
Nice.
Best $3 I ever spent.
Okay.
Now the funny thing is that my girlfriend at the time, so I bought it with my cash, and she had to actually get it because she was 18 and I was not, so I couldn't legally get it. And funny enough, she kept the money.
Really?
And if I remember correctly, she was like, no, like we gotta go. Like this is like, or she at least made me have it with her or something like that. But it was like, anyway, yeah. I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of weird. We didn't last. It wasn't her.
No, I guess not. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Chris? Oh.
I like you, Eugene. I don't win anything. I think the most I've ever won is about $20 on a scratch ticket. That's it.
Fair enough. Yeah, I just not lucky in that way. I know there's some people who are, but I am not one of those people. Let me tell you.
No, and I also don't buy lottery tickets. I've only done that once, and I didn't win anything. And yeah, but
twice. We'll see if you won on the other one. I haven't checked it yet.
Oh yeah, I did technically.
Sean, what about you?
I've won $50 several times. The most I've won is 130.
Oh, nice.
But, I play the lottery every week now.
Okay.
Like I stopped playing for a long time, and then I started running the work lottery.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I did that for years, and then I moved work groups, and the new work group never played it. But at that point I got fucking hooked. So then I was playing it by myself. So
yeah.
But yeah.
All right. Well, cool. The reason I asked this is our opening topic. So I've gotten into the habit, kind of like I do with my boys, asking what movies they want to watch. I offer everyone 3 choices, and I don't think everyone's very keen on a couple of the choices I keep putting up there. But so I just got through this one up there. I was like, oh, well, what would you do if you won the lottery? And I specifically listed a few different things. And everyone was like, no, I like that idea. So that's what we went with. So tonight's topic is, I asked everyone if you won the lottery, and Ray wants some clarification, because there are limits as to how much money you can win in Canada as compared to the US. And I'm just sky's the limit. Don't worry about it. It just has to be real world items. So you can't say I'm going to buy, a working DeLorean or something like that. You can buy a DeLorean to your heart's content. It just necessarily ain't going to work. Do they really? Anyway, so the things I tasked everyone with was what home or building would you buy? And the other thing is, and I didn't really clarify this, but I'm sure pretty much everyone got it. This is the first thing you're going to rush out and do. I'm sure if you've got billions of dollars, you're going to buy, multiple things or whatever. But first home or building, first car or motor vehicle, first vacation or trip, first toy or game, what good deed or donation would you do? And then I put it out there. I didn't know if everyone was necessarily going to go with this. What bad deed or what evil would you put out into the world? So if we don't want to necessarily end on that one, that's fine, because I'll be honest with you, mine is definitely on the milder side. Like it's definitely like a personal vendetta type thing. So it's not and you can imagine how vicious I am. But yeah, that's what we're doing tonight. So with that said, would anyone like to go first?
Sure.
Ray. He got voluntold. Ray, let's just go down the line. What's the first home, building, whatever it is you're gonna buy? You've hit the lottery. What you buying, man?
So I had to look it up, but I did find Edinburgh Castle over in Scotland. Real castle, absolutely amazing, gorgeous, and it's built on an ancient volcano that's now not obviously is dormant. So,
oh my god, that's awesome!
That's where. Let's go there.
Heck yeah, that is great.
So yeah,
so it's a particular castle, huh?
Edinburgh Castle.
Nice. That's awesome. That never even crossed my mind.
Well, we've always we always talk about like if we win the lottery, we're buying something over in the UK, and like and just that's where we're gonna like spend a lot of our time. And
cool.
And I know this one likes castles, and I think it's awesome. It was built on a fucking old volcano, so hell yeah,
that's awesome. Chris, what are you buying?
I'm buying a English indoor or Scottish castle / manor on enough land that I can recreate Hobbiton and Rivendell.
Nice. Awesome. I was wondering if someone was going to go along with those lines of, oh, I'm buying Rivendell. Like, just letting you know, I'm buying the set and we're making it a real thing or something, something along those lines. So
yep.
My original thing that I wrote down was Hobbiton, but it's in New Zealand.
Yeah.
It's a little out of the way. I mean, it would be cool. Don't get me wrong. So, but yeah, that would be awesome. Sean, what are you buying?
I would build. I had this in my head for decades. I've always wanted a place on like a small lake that's in the forest and all that. When you drive up through the forest and all that, it like looks like a little house, modest house and all that, but it's all underground, and the back of it looks out onto the lake, and it's multi-level and all that. So when you first drive up, it looks like a little place, but massive place, and it would be like a huge communal kitchen and living room and all that in the center, and all the rooms branching off of it. But it would also be like, and I have always an animal rescue, so massive place for that, fostering kids, a shelter, the whole 9 yards. Like,
so a compound. You're building a compound.
Basically a compound, yeah. With a model train room.
Hell yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's I've always wanted that, and it's never changed. But like somewhere not too far from the town or city, but just far enough out that it looks can be deceiving. But all the amenities and always want secret rooms.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Like what little tunnels to the outbuildings and stuff like that.
Oh, it sounds like Professor X. So I'm just wondering where the X-Wing comes out of.
That would be awesome.
I'm a bit of a reluctant flyer, so probably not. You've seen me fly a helicopter. I'm not good at it. So
okay, so let me ask you this: would you do I mean, you could do it in addition to a model train room, but I mean, we're talking about like you just got money to blow. Like I'm thinking, I'm buying one of those engines that you can like ride and building that through the location. I think that would be awesome too.
Fun.
That'd be cool. I'd probably stick with just the smaller stuff and all that. But having the larger stuff would be good for if I'm like going to be helping out families and stuff like that too.
Oh yeah, well, see, when you said like foster home or something like that, I mean, like people be like, you grew up at like the best one ever. Like you had a train you could ride. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking of using the train for a delivery system, as in like, here's dinner.
No. Dinner's communal. Everyone's together.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I always wanted a big house and help people and animals. So
Nice. I kind of fluctuated between two. I'll come back to my final answer because it was actually my first answer as well. Like I was telling Christy last night, I was like, honestly, I said I'd love to build like. She was like, "Well, I like our house now." I'm like, "Yes, I do like our house now. I love our house now." But we would move, and she's like, "Okay, well, where would we move?" I'm like, "We'd have to find some place that has like maybe a cul-de-sac or something, and we're gonna build houses. And even if they don't live there all the time, we're gonna have houses for the friends." And like, I'm sure we could probably get Lainey and Joseph to move back, but you know, the Canadians are not going to move down here. There's nothing I could do. I could give them $1 billion. Chris is not going to move down here. But I could have a house, so when she does want to come visit anytime she wants, that would be fine.
That would
So,
be great.
same thing for you, Sean. Just be like, nope, that's Sean's house. It's taken care of. Whenever you want to come down, chill.
as long as you got AC, I'm good.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's in Texas. It's gonna be legit. But my first answer was, and this is kind of like, you know, you were asking about, is there a budget on this? I was just like, God, this would take so much money. I'd want to buy Hook and Ladder 8. The thing about it is number one, the first thing would have to be, okay, guys, I'm literally going to build a brand new state-of-the-art modern firehouse for y'all to move into. Even then, I don't know if they would move out of it, just because that's ingrained so much into them. But like, I would only take up maybe the top floor, because the rest of it, I would literally remodel it just like the movie and be like, no, this is where you can come and experience Ghostbusters and do whatever. Like, I think that would be fun. I'm not a city person, but I'm just like, if I'm willing to buy something in frigging New York, you know, I would be, you know, committed to the thing. But yeah, that was my first answer, and then I kind of wavered, and I was just like, no, we're gonna stick with Hook and Ladder 8. So just because. All right, so that's the home. We're gonna go to Chris next on this. We're gonna kind of keep shifting around. So Chris, what's the first car or motor vehicle or whatever it is you're going after?
Okay. This has got a lot of parts to
Fair
it.
enough. Let's go.
I have the money to make it happen. So I would like a vintage interior, gadgeted, tricked out RV, and a automatic VW bug towed behind.
Nice. So that video I sent you pretty much fell in love with that thing, huh?
Which one?
That VW, the bug. You said a bug. I'm sorry, I thought you said the van at first. So
No, the bug. No, VW vans are crap. But no, but it's like the coolest vintage looking van RV, but it's got all the huge technology capabilities and go off-roading and everything off-grid and stuff like that. But it's like a really cool interior, because RVs have shit interiors. They're just so they're yucky. And then we tow behind my automatic VW bug.
And I would make it a double decker from the UK.
Sure.
And then that way
that'd be fine, as long as it can go off road, and but we'd make the money. We have the money to do all the things you'd need to do to be able.
And to clarify, you like the VW buses? It's like the
VW vans. Yes,
but we know that they're shit.
They're crap. They break down constantly. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't fit in them, so you know.
What about those new ones though?
Doesn't fit in them.
Oh, the new ones.
The new ones.
The new EV ones. I'd have to. I know that they're big enough, but they feel a lot smaller inside than what the old.
Fair enough.
Which is funny.
So. Yeah, like you could stand in one spot, turn around, and that's it.
Yeah.
So you need something a bit more spacious.
A little more spacious. That's fair enough.
Double decker bus.
There you go.
Afford it, because we got endless amounts of money. Yeah.
Sean, what are you buying vehicle car wise?
I'm close to Chris. I wanted like a medium size Winnebago.
Okay.
Nothing too big. New, so it doesn't smell like mothballs or anything like that. That's
okay.
Important.
Yeah.
Comfy mattresses and all that, but nothing too huge, because I want it easy to drive too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind driving big vehicles, but I didn't even think about the toe behind though. That's good. If I had to like choose something else, then I'd like in 1960s Ford truck or something like that.
Okay, yeah, that'd
Something
be fun.
all tricked out, all nice and buffed, and updated stereo system and all that. But I love the look of those, like the old Chevys and the Fords and stuff like that.
Yeah, those would be fun.
But yeah, I just something to tour around in. That's what I want.
Nice. Y'all can probably guess. I'd be after a vintage Ecto. Like I'd have to find one that was done up. Just because I would probably eventually, now once again we're talking about unlimited money. It would depend on how much money I won, but I would seriously and this isn't even my vengeance thing. I would seriously think about collecting a bunch of really awesome movie cars and undercutting that guy down in San Antonio and just be like, yeah, cool. You want these out to your event? Oh, it's a charity event. You know what? No charge. We're just going to show up so you can make money. Like that's how I would do that. But yeah, I would totally roll around in an Ecto. Now I say that I would totally roll around in a completely decked out Ecto. I was telling Christy and my partner at work, I'm like, I really do like my Flex. I would probably keep my Flex and just have it like redone. Like all the outside stuff made it redone, basically say, hey, like, tear it apart, make sure, everything's working tip top condition, basically rebuild it like the day it rolled off, the assembly line. So it looks great. Might put a turbo in it just because I've seen people do that before, and that would just be funny as hell to have it. Because if you look up, apparently the EcoBoost, they can grip and go if they need to. Some people have actually outdone Mustangs and Camaros on drag strips with them, which is crazy. Curry was just like, what's the dad vehicle doing here? And it's like, damn, the dad vehicle beat the other one by, a quarter of a second. But yeah, so I would probably do that. I would keep my current car because I really do like my current car. But then, yeah, I'd have to get an Ecto and eventually, a couple of Batmobiles and maybe a Mystery Machine and stuff like that. And yeah, that would be awesome. So, all right, Ray, what are you driving?
I have wanted this car for a long time. It is a Morgan Super 8. And if you do not know what I'm talking about, you've got to look it up.
I'm going to look it up now.
It is a hand-built modern vehicle from the UK, and it uses a BMW V8. It looks like a Batmobile mixed with, like, I don't know. It's so awesome. And
that is a sharp looking
from the 50s. Nice.
Yeah, and the interior is like, it's like old leather that's just so awesome. What's it called? Oh God, the name,
what are we talking about? Tell me
the audio, like the car show from the UK.
Top Gear.
Top Gear.
Okay, yeah.
Top Gear did like a whole thing with it, and they did a ride in it, and it just looked amazing. And I've wanted one ever since. So that would be what I'd be touring around in.
That is awesome. What color?
I like the green. There's a dark green.
Okay.
Really nice. Black looks awesome too, but just to be a little bit different, I'd go with that dark green.
I'd almost go with a smoky gray, just kind of as a throwback to it. Since it is a more of like a throwback type vehicle, I think that would make it look as classic as possible. But man, that's a sharp looking vehicle, let me tell you.
Yeah.
So.
The reason I was thinking dark green is because that's the racing for UK.
Okay.
Uses the dark green. So yeah.
Very cool. All right, Sean. What vacation? Where are you going with your newfound wealth?
For a family vacation, it would likely be back to Disney World for like a few weeks, and we'd hit multiple resorts and just try them all out. It's just, I know we've gone there twice. Kids loved it. It was such a fun time. And yeah, if money was no object, I know we would have fun. And I'd bring like all the extended family too. So I think that would be really cool. If it weren't a family vacation, I know Catherine has been hounding the hell out of me to go to Europe with her. Mm-hmm. Deb's already gone. Like before we met, she'd like gone to Denmark and all the European. She had like no interest in going back. I'm like, well, I've never gone. So, but Catherine keeps hounding me, so I'd be like, oh well, maybe daddy-daughter date to overseas
That would be
kind of
awesome.
thing. But like she's going to Holland and Paris and a couple other spots for her high school trip next year.
Mhm.
So she's gonna get her Europe punch card in. So, but
Nice.
yeah, I don't need to go. Like I thought about like it'd be cool to go to New Zealand and see where they like film like Lord of the Rings and all that. That'd be cool and all. But really, I'm a homebody. I exploring, yeah, it's fine. San Francisco, I loved it there. I'd go back there, and
Mhm.
but you know what? We had a lot of fun at Disney World. Just bring everyone and go. I think that'd be cool. Oh,
Nice.
friends, you guys come too.
Oh, hell yeah.
Go.
Thanks.
There we go.
Good.
There you go.
When I was thinking about this, my first thought was like, well, we could take the kids back to, like you said, like Disney World. Like we could take the boys back then, back again. They're older, so we wouldn't have to like, they could do more rides. We wouldn't have to like take nap in the middle of the day, that type of thing. That would be fun. I personally still want to go to like New York Comic Con, San Diego Comic Con, Dragon Con. There's several cons I want to go to, but the more I thought about it, I'm like, honestly, the first place I'm going is Canada. Like that's still on the actual real world to-do list. But if I hit the lottery, I'm making it happen as soon as possible. Be like, no, let's get everything in order. We're going to go visit the Canadians. So that's my answer.
Take you to Teeswater.
Take me wherever. I just want to come out and hang out.
An evening in Cargill.
Cargill, yeah, we'll go to Chelsea.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I know, right?
I can already hear your friends would be like, so wait a minute. So your American friend won $1 billion and he came here? We're like, yeah, that's where you want to go. So
You want some real poutine.
so yeah, that's my answer. I'd be heading up y'all's way so I can finally come visit and check y'all out in your neck of the woods. So Ray, where are you going?
So
yeah, where are we going, babe? Where are we going?
We are going to see every Disney World and Disneyland and Universal Park in the world.
That would be fun.
Because I think it would be awesome to go see each one of them and see the differences. And then we are ending it in 2030 in the UK and having the first ticket to get into Universal Studios UK, which opens in 2030.
Okay, fair enough.
I've always wanted to be at like the beginning of a theme park. I think it'd be awesome to see that.
Oh yeah,
Opening day.
never crossed my mind. Yeah, you're right. Opening day. I mean, granted, as much as everyone talks about opening days being like nightmares, but just to say, no, I was there on opening day. That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So,
Go.
very cool. Chris, where are you heading?
So for like a family friend thing, I think I would rent out like in Florida, like a cul-de-sac of big houses and just have like everybody we love be down there for a few weeks and giving them like unlimited park hop passes, whatever, to Disney World or Universal or both, whichever they prefer, some like one than the other, and then just like go ham for like 2-3 weeks and just do whatever.
Can I ask that everybody has to go to NASA, but they go to the wrong one like we did?
Oh yeah.
The wrong gate. Whoops, my bad. All of a sudden, security is looking very curiously at us.
Yeah. Yeah, you have kids in here. You're not supposed to be here.
Nice.
It was a beautiful drive, though. It was really pretty. But if it was just like us, or maybe us and the kids, minus the last one, I'm going to say, I would do like a European tour up into. I've always wanted to go to Svalbard, which is an island by the North Pole, but I want to go in March because that's the best time to see the Northern Lights. Apparently, it's just like a ride of color, like constantly. And then eventually make our way down. At some point, I'm ditching Ray because I would like to end up in Antarctica. I would like to.
I have no interest.
I also wanted to go to Chile, and you have to go to the end of the tip of Chile or like South Africa or whatever where you're going.
I'm probably leaving you in Chile.
Yeah.
You go.
It'll be me and the kids going to Antarctica.
It's fine.
No, it'll be me, Quinn, going to Antarctica.
No, because even Quinn would be like, never mind.
No, I would if I lured him penguins.
He can take
There's
me with,
penguins.
and I can hang out with Ray.
There you go.
I'll keep him safe.
Sounds
Perfect.
good. Wait a minute. I don't know.
He's like, I don't know about this.
I don't think I
All
trust-
right. The next category I came up with was toy / game or something. Mine was very simple. This would be something that I could never. Technically speaking, I could buy this if I wanted to. Like, it's not that far out. It's not super ridiculous. It's just I could never justify it to myself to buy it because I have a family. Like, it's like if I was making a lot more money, maybe. But I still, even then, I'm just like, that's a lot of money for a toy. But that Robosen auto transforming Optimus Prime, I've seen them in person. It's so freaking cool. I'm like, no, I would have to have one of those. Like, that's, and then like I said, you're not necessarily limited. Like, of course, I'm getting Megatron and Grimlock as well. Like, I'm gonna have them all. They're gonna walk around and probably scare the dogs and cats. But it's gonna be a thing. It's gonna be awesome. Like, I can't. It would be so fun to drive up on the cats and they're just like, what's going on? And then he just starts transforming. They'd probably all just like lose their damn minds, but it is what it is. It'd be a lot of fun. That was just the immediate thing that came to mind. So, I mean, I already have proton packs, so, I'm good there. So, Ray, what are you buying toy wise
So
or collector wise?
I have to have one of each of these, and you might as well. Well, I have to have one of each because every time we go to Fan Expo, I would be bringing these two down. It's an R2D2 and a Johnny 5.
Oh my God, yes.
Fully functional, and like just oh my God, just walking behind that thing and letting it have fun. Especially, could you imagine R2 and Johnny 5 interacting with each other and like?
Oh yeah,
I think it'd be a lot of fun.
The Johnny 5, the guy had a huge remote. The R2s, now granted, apparently you can pair multiple remotes. Some people will have even what were the PlayStation controllers that had like the balls on the top of them? You know what I'm talking about? That had their interactive thing they had for a while there. Anyway, there are modifications. Some people use those, so they're very small and like you can hide them behind your back. So I've watched guys with the R2s walking through, hands behind their back, so you don't notice anything. And of course, they memorize all the controls and stuff. And so, as a child, all you see this R2, this real thing that's walking around and talking and doing everything else, and you look around and no adult looks like they're controlling it. It's like, oh my, is this a real thing? Dude, it is. It is so much fun to see the kids react to that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I would want to be a part of that. Like, it would be so awesome to just
yeah. I totally get that. Totally get that. Chris, what are you buying?
I am buying two things. I am getting the Shira Castle with all the accoutrement. I did have one when I was little. I do remember that. Shira was my hero. She was going to be like Shira. And then I would get a Power Wheels that I could fit into because I also wanted those when I was a kid. And we didn't get one. And I would wreak havoc. Oh, I want one so bad.
We would just buy a Jeep.
No, I don't want a Jeep. I want a Power Wheels that I can fit in and terrorize the neighborhood. That's what I want.
I'm sure y'all seen the videos where the people have taken them and they've like decked them out with like decent little motors and stuff, so like adults can get in it and still haul ass with them. I think that's hilarious. So that would be awesome.
The pink one.
Oh yeah, the more kiddie it looks, the better. Like yeah. That's fantastic. Yeah, you're not buying the Humvee like that and decking it out. No, you want to look like a Jeep or something.
Yeah, that's the whole point. Because
absolutely,
every time in the Sears catalog, the Christmas catalog would come out, and there was, and I'm like, and then because they have the prices too, and I'm like, I know I'm not getting that, but
I totally get that. I totally get that.
It would be mine. I would not share.
Ray, you just have to buy multiples, and then you and
have to buy me a whole
all I'm picturing now is that scene at the end of Vegas Vacation where they're all driving the different vehicles and they're like swerving into each other. That's the whole family just going down the street.
That'd be fun.
Sean, what are you buying?
A couple things. One, I would love to have like a 10-foot long model of the Enterprise D, all lit up with LED lights and just so cool, just to stare at. And then for the fun, I'd love like the Lego Death Star. I'd probably like just go.
Oh yeah,
get it and take the
Yeah.
time
I
to build
didn't
that.
I didn't even think about that. Like, I'd have to have a room just for Lego stuff. Like,
Oh yeah,
I could very
100%.
easily slip into being that guy because
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
honestly one of those things that has held me up from that. It's like, I cannot afford to become that Lego guy. But if
Yeah.
that limitation's off, like, I'm rolling in a Lego deep. Like, I'm just being like, give me one of those, give me
yeah.
one of those, one for everybody. Let's roll.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised she
I'd
didn't
have a room for like Lego, and I'd have another room for technique. Like, I'd have
Oh,
them
yeah.
separated.
Heck yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm surprised Chris didn't say the Lego set for Rivendell because that's on her.
Oh yeah, that'll be on
So
my
we,
list
when
too.
we move into the castle,
Oh, right.
there'll be
There
a
you
Lego,
go.
all wrapped in the see.
It'll be the Lego dungeon.
Oh, that'd be awesome, actually. That'd be fantastic. All right, so we have two left. I think it's kind of funny that we're going to start off this way too. Ray, what would your good deed / donation be? Like, what's the first thing you're going to do to put some good out into the world?
So we'd be setting up a foundation that would seek out stories of people that are held back by student debt and get it paid off.
Nice.
I hate nothing more than hearing about people struggling to, and now watching Logan as well, right? Going into this where it's the starting off your life like that just isn't right. So that's where, especially the people that aren't able to get that paid off or spend a long time getting it paid off. So yeah, student debt would be gone for a lot of people.
And that's something you could do. I would do it the same way that not John Oliver. Oh yeah, it is John Oliver. The way he did it on his show, like set up a foundation or set up a company. You're just like, nope, we're a new bank. We're buying up a bunch of debt and buy it for like pennies on the dollar. So it's not, and then just write that son of a bitch off.
Yep.
Yep. That would be the way to go, man.
Yep.
That would be awesome. So I would love to do that for if I hit a big enough lottery, I'd love to do that for student debt. And I'd love to do it for medical history stuff as well. Just be like, yeah, hey, listen, you know that $150,000 you're paying off because of that surgery, it's gone. Go live your life. Please be happy. So that would be like the ultimate friggin' like awesomeness. So Chris, what are you doing to put some good out in the world?
Put money into research and development for environmental tech and infrastructure. I feel like I have a lot of environmental things that are close to my heart, but I feel like research and development's, that's where it needs to go. And the infrastructure, especially in North America, because in Europe, they've got public infrastructure down pretty well. Here it sucks. There isn't any. So I would put it into finding a way to have more public transportation infrastructure in North America, and then just general research and development in environmental tech.
And it could definitely, so, I mean, just throwing money at sometimes just throwing money at it helps. Like, do y'all remember the ice bucket challenge years ago? They raised so much money from that. They were actually able to go down multiple paths that they were just like, well, we don't know if this is going to go anywhere, but we've got the money. We've now got the money. We can do it. And they actually got things out of that. And they were like, we would have never found this had we not had this much money coming in.
Yeah. Well, I remember the Bill Gates book that we read, and he said, if you want to put your money somewhere, if you want to feel like you're doing something, put it into research and development. That's what needs to go. So it's wonderful. There's so many charities and causes and everything like that, but research and development to get these new technologies out and more accessible to the masses is what's going to help us in the long run. Yeah. So that's where I would put the money.
Good deal. Sean, how are you putting some good out in the world?
I would start with outfitting our schools, our local schools. It's tricky around here because you can't just donate money to a school. That's not how it works. The money goes into a pot and then it gets distributed to like all the board and stuff like that. So if you intend for that money to be for like a certain program at the local school, it's not going to happen. So instead, I'd be just pulling up with trucks full of like musical instruments, art supplies, all the books, pencils, all the like wood for the wood shop, new tools, like physical stuff that I would donate to the schools, all of them around here. This area is known for its musical theater and art in this area, and my kids have gone through it. I would heavily supplement those programs, but also construction, all the shops, stuff like that, janitorial supplies, all the schools. I would have breakfast programs. I would fully fund all those, and I'd be donating my time because I've always wanted to do that, to go and help out for the breakfast programs and stuff like that. And I just go school to school, but there would not be a hungry child in our school district. I would just make sure of that. And
Nice.
yeah, that's always been the plan.
So do y'all have like the events like where we'll do things like fill the bus and like people donate stuff for? So
Yeah.
when you said that, the first thing I thought of is like you just rolling up to one of those events and just be like, yeah, the whole store, yank it out. I got you covered. And if that doesn't fill it, let's move to the next one. And we're just gonna keep going. Let's just keep rolling. So that would be fun. That would absolutely be fun. Mine's actually mine. I was thinking a little on the smaller side, but the first thing I would do is we no longer have a no-kill shelter in this area. They unfortunately went under. They just, after COVID, they just were hurting for donations and funds, and just because of the way the economy is running right now in the U.S. And unfortunately, they didn't make it. And literally, that would be, I love y'all's ideas. I would probably go along with it. Like I've told multiple people, like if I hit like, depending, if I didn't hit like a super jackpot, like if I just hit couple, several $1 million, I would still love to be able to do the thing where like you walk into and be like, all right, hey, everyone, for the next 15 minutes, everyone who comes up to, I'm paying for your groceries. Groceries are covered this week. It's on me. I would love to do little things like that. But if I hit a big enough thing, the first thing I would do is I would start a no-kill shelter here. I would start as many of them as I could in the state, and then just see how far I can keep going. And it'd be covered. It's like, listen, yeah, let's do some fundraising to help add on, but your salaries are covered. We're going to make sure there's enough places for all the animals. Like that's just going to be the thing. Because like I said,
that's a part of my house.
Exactly. Yeah. You mentioned that at the beginning. But yeah, like I would start, that would be literally the first thing I would do would be like, all right, need to go get an accountant, need to get some lawyers. And the first thing is, hey, what does it take to start a no-kill shelter? I need someone to start working on that, and I'll get you the money as soon as I can. Just because I mean, I know our animal shelter here in the, in the city is does everything they can, but they're limited, and they're not no kill. And it kills me to think that someone loses their pet just because, for whatever reason, they weren't notified that it was down there. This poor dog, maybe, he just needed some more time to find his forever home. And unfortunately he ran out. I don't want that to happen. So the biggest problem is going to be is me going in there to go check in on things and just be like, oh, well, he's cute. How long has he been here? 6 weeks. Oh, fuck. I guess you're coming home with me. So if I gotta have so many cats, it would be ridiculous. So
see, that's why I put it in my house. I don't have to worry about that.
Exactly. Well, there you go.
Come on.
There you go. All right. So the last one, I will let anyone skip that wants to skip. But the last thing I asked was if there would be any, if there was a bad deed or some kind of evil. Now, this doesn't have to be capital E evil. This can just be, you know what? The guy who lives down the street has been a son of a bitch. I'm just going to really stick it to that guy or something. So if you don't want to go along with this, you don't have to. You can just say, that's fine. No evil. But we're going to start with you, Chris. Are you putting any evil out in the world? And if so, what are you doing?
Oh yeah. The pettiness in my head right now.
Go for it.
I had to filter it out and be like, no, be realistic with this. Be real. So what I would do is I would silently, anonymously, slowly, brutally take out Elon Musk and anybody like him.
Just like slowly be like, hey, listen, I'm gonna keep buying shares. Oh, look, I happen to own your business now.
Oh, look at that.
Sucks.
And you're all fired.
Yeah.
So just sneakily, slowly, kind of like starter villain, where I'm like scenes and I'm just fucking shit up for them.
Fair enough.
That would be fun.
Good deal. Sean, what are you doing to put some evil out in the world? Or are you?
This is a hard one because when I first thought of it, I was like, oh, I'll just wait for like see how a politician or a local politician does, and if they get found out that they're like not doing their job, I would just throw all the money at their opponent come the election. And then like thinking on that, that's not really evil, is it? That's that's getting rid of the evil. So that didn't work. So
you know what? That's actually a good way to look at it. I didn't think about it that way.
Yeah, so that's not really evil. So and then I'm like, well, there is this dickhead of a realtor in town that I really can't fucking stand. Hey, I figure out how to fuck up his life. I have no idea, but how do you screw up a realtor's life?
You
It's
buy
already
every single
addictive.
house and then just like sell them for pennies on the dollar or whatever, so he doesn't have anything to do.
I guess I could. I could go into the real estate business myself and then not charge a commission.
Yeah, there you go.
That would fuck up the good realtors. So I'm like,
That's exactly how you do it. Is you have a new realtors and you hire on people, pay them a really good wage to be the realtors, and you shut down that whole business. There's
I
no.
guess I could do that too.
You could outcompete it, yeah.
Yeah, I guess I could like just be the realtor in town, and everyone I like can work under me, and then except for this guy.
Yeah.
Dan.
Well,
Anyways, that's about as evil as I get, I think, that
Fair
I'm
enough.
willing to go online with. So
Yeah, no, I totally get it.
That's why I couldn't say half the stuff in my head.
Oh no, I get it. Yeah, mine is very low key. There's a guy who runs a certain convention around here that put out other conventions that I like. Particularly the one that used to be named after our website, Epically Geeky. To show you how petty said person is, the next convention that's run by the guys that we like, that the Austin Ghostbusters work with, the guys that run Hill Country Comic Con and Greater Austin Comic Con and Giganticon, which is the convention that happens here like the first weekend of October here in Killeen. To tell you how petty this guy is, he's doing a competing event in Temple, which is only about 20 minutes that way, the same weekend. And I flat out asked, I was like, is he doing this just because he thinks y'all are in his territory, quote unquote? And they're like, yeah, we're pretty sure he is. So I would start a convention, and it would be a huge convention. And I would literally get top tier A-list, like, hey, guess what? The entire group from TNG is coming. Everyone from the Marvel universe. We're going to get everyone we freaking can. And we're going to do it either the same weekend or the weekend before his little event. I'm going to buy up every ad space there is for miles and miles around. I'm not going to charge vendors a dime. Be like, nope, every penny you make, you take home. And I'm just going to suffocate this guy until he leaves. I don't want to see him hurt. I don't want to see him financially ruined. I just don't want him here because he's a dick. And he's done dickish things that have hurt people that I know. So I'm just like, nope, it's time for you to go. I understand your con is halfway decent, and it kills me every time someone asks, are you going to this convention? I'm just like, no, I don't attend that convention. And if they don't say anything else, I leave it at that. If they do ask, I say, no, because I don't like the guy who runs it. He's an asshole. But yeah, that's what I would do. That's how I would bring quote unquote evil into the world, would be throwing a badass convention, making it almost free for everybody, paying for it all myself just to get back at this one dude. So that's how I would do it.
Okay.
So, Ray, you putting any evil out in the world?
A little bit.
A little bit evil.
But it's kind of what like Sean was talking about, where it's for the greater good. So I would buy SpaceX and Twitter,
okay,
from said person, and I would just give SpaceX to NASA and be like, here, you know what you're doing with it, go ahead. And then Twitter, I would just shut it down. And like,
oh, absolutely. Anybody
who come up with like a new Twitter version, nope, suing you. I'm shutting it down too. No, I don't want that shit in the world.
You know what? That would probably, there'd be so many people. Well, I'd say that. There'd be a very small group of people who'd be very loud and very pissed off about it. But the majority of people, it's funny. And I bring this up almost every time we post something in the group chat. I'm just like, you're still on Twitter?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's not even, I don't even think about it. I haven't taken it off my phone yet, but I never, ever check it. It just,
Anybody that's upset with me can send me a letter.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. All right. Well, that is our show for the month, ladies and gentlemen. Let's move on to our picks and or pans. Would anyone like to go first?
Sure, since I was started off the thing anyway.
All right, cool. Ray, what is your pick and or pan?
I've got a few picks and one pan. So,
Okay.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Hell yeah.
Yes, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
And then Chris and I went to a local restaurant last night for the first time. It's called Beach Street Station. Oh my god, it was worth the money. It was amazing.
What kind of food?
Regular
Restaurant pubby food.
Yeah,
Okay.
but like really fucking good.
Yeah, like these were the best mashed potatoes. These were like
Oh,
ribs
nice.
were fantastic for you. I had a really good chicken sandwich. We had creme brulee, which was like just
The best creme brulee we've ever had.
amazing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was fucking great. So if you're ever in our area, by all means, head down that way. And then the Olympics. Like, how can you not be enjoying the Olympics if you aren't? I understand because there's a lot of it going on, but I love when the Olympics are on. I love hearing the stories of what's kind of happening. All of the tales about the Olympic Village because of how shitty some of the conditions are, because it's hilarious.
Every year, every time they have Olympics, the village always sucks balls.
Except
See, and
the people who are doing the surfing events are in freaking Tahiti.
Oh. Yeah, they're on a cruise.
That's
It
awesome.
wasn't the
There's-
U.S. basketball team ended up buying or renting out an entire hotel because they took
Probably.
one look at the village and they're like, "Screw this,"
Yeah.
paid
Yeah.
with their own money.
Mhm.
Yeah, like
yeah,
whatever.
I've heard the things that I've heard were it's all part of the environmental stuff that's been passed in France was that they couldn't have super cold rooms because that's eating up too much electricity, and they didn't want to have these long-standing beds, so they went with the cardboard things. Of course, the subtext on that is also they wanted to make it harder for them to have as much sex as apparently they have in the Olympic Village, but apparently it's not stopping them.
No.
So,
No.
but yeah, I've heard about how bad the village is. So,
Not to mention the Seine River, like.
oh yeah,
man, yikes!
So,
yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, so those are my picks, and then my pan is we started watching Hulk again for the first time in a long time.
2003.
The 2003 Hulk.
The Ang Lee one.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
the only one.
Yeah, I forgot how bad it was.
What's the big villain in that one again? A cloud. Okay.
We haven't got
Spanish cloud.
That far yet.
we haven't got to that yet.
Oh well, sorry if I gave it away, but guess what? It's a cloud.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Chris is like, I'm confused and bored.
That's exactly how you should feel watching that movie. So it's funny because I remember when it came out, I thought it was fairly decent.
Yeah, so
we
did
just
I.
hadn't hit that level yet of, oh no, this is what a really good Marvel movie is. So yeah. But anyway. Okay, dogs are after something. Chris, got any picks or pans for us?
Many are the same as his. So that restaurant that we went to, I ate, like I looked at the portion, I'm like, I don't think I can eat all of that. But it was so good that I ate it all and then had the worst like I was so uncomfortably full. Like my belly was hard with how much food I'd eaten. And I was rubbing it like I was pregnant. But it was so worth it. I'm like, I don't even care how uncomfortable I am. It was friggin' worth it. We haven't had a meal like that where it was just so good in a really, really long time. And then the view was nice. It was really good. Our server, super enthusiastic guy, knew his stuff. He was really cute. was adorable. And then the Deadpool Wolverine, which is my favorite Deadpool movie.
Mm-hmm.
Telling Ray and the kids, it's like I like Ryan Reynolds, yay for him, but listening to him keep going on and on and on as Deadpool just riff after riff after riff and just all this ad-libbing, I'm like, shut up. Finally, he has a counterpart that like balances it out. I found like the first two movies he had no balance. It was just like he would go off and everybody just kind of either ignore or put up with it. But like Wolverine, he needed that kind of that yin to the yang, and it was really, really good. Closed my eyes during the goopy gross parts.
Which was a lot.
Which was a lot. Not a lot. I had to like be like, okay, this has been going on for a while. Tell me when it's over. And then 2 days ago, we went to a really cool garden center and we bought plants. So that's always fun. Outdoor plants, because I can't keep indoor plants alive. So we bought lots of outdoor plants.
Fair enough.
And then my pan is 2003's Hulk, because I'd never seen it before. I'd seen the Ed Norton one. And then obviously Mark Ruffalo, but I hadn't seen Eric Bana's Hulk. And I was like, okay, that's fine. And then I figured out, I'm like, okay, he's too conventionally good looking to pull this off. I do not believe this man is a nerd. He cannot pull off nerd. He cannot pull off smart like that. He just can't. He's too pretty. It's just believable. He doesn't ooze nerdum. He just doesn't. And I'm like, Ed Norton was too angry. He's too angsty to be a good Hulk. Like Mark Ruffalo is like the perfect combination. Because he's not conventionally handsome, but he's handsome. So he's easy to look at. And he's just kind of got this sort of goofy, nerdy believability to him.
Yeah.
Also, the movie made no sense, and I was confused and bored. Looked on. And he was bright green. Why is he neon bright green? I feel like there was a lot.
For reasons. Because they were like, hey, look what we can do with the computer. Can we turn up the contrast? Let's do that.
We did.
Yeah. We won't make sure you see him. We won't make sure he doesn't blend into the background or anything.
Oh, you could see him. It was blinding.
Yeah. Sean, you got a picture pans for us?
Pick is obviously Deadpool and Wolverine. Took the family. Absolutely howled, laughed at. So good. So good. And then pans, we had a kid's shower leak, which leaked into a kitchen ceiling, so I had to cut that out, and
Yeah,
it's fixed now, but it's like, holy crap. And then we had a bat in the house again, and we got it out, and then the next night we had another bat, which I think was the same fucking bat. Got it out again, and then the third night, bat in the house, but this time the kitties caught it. So I stepped out of my bedroom door first thing in the morning, and there's a dead bat like right there, and like basically 5 of the cats are all sitting around it, all smiling at me. Look what we got.
Yeah.
So then we haven't had a bat in the house since then. So I think it was the same damn bat.
Sounds like it.
But in that time, I went up and took the shutters off the rest of the house. So that's 25 feet up in the air. So Pan is like going up that fucking ladder, and it's like bouncing as I go up. It's a lot easier to do it at night because you can't see the ground because you're up so high.
Oh,
but in the daytime, oh man. But I got the shutters down, and there was 8 of them, but 3 of them had bats living behind them. So that's also fun when a bat flies out at you, like 2 feet from your head, and you're 25 feet up in the air. Man, that's freaky.
No,
anyway,
thank you.
I lived, so pick there. I didn't fall off.
There you go.
Yeah,
fantastic.
It's been a rough week.
Yeah, like I when I saw your post about taking off the shutters and seeing the bat, and I was just like, oh man, I don't do heights anyway. I guarantee you I would have flown off or something. So,
and those shutters are like 20 pounds a piece, and they're like 8 feet tall. Like I'm trying to one arm these things, and they're awkward being up in the air. And it's like, fuck, if I fall, can I use these as wings? Like, Christ.
I think they did Mythbusters. I think it didn't work out well.
Yeah.
So I've got once again, yes, absolutely. If you have not seen Wolverine, Deadpool and Wolverine, go see it. I don't know how you could have not seen it by now and not almost been completely spoiled, because like my social media is nothing but memes or did you know, or that type of stuff. I got two more picks. One of them is The Bear. Christy and I started watching this show. It's funny because it is categorized as a comedy. It's not a comedy.
Yeah.
It is a drama.
I'm about 20 minutes into it, and I'm kind of confused. I haven't given it a chance yet, though.
There's no okay. So here's the thing about me. Like, I don't normally like dramas. Like, unless there's some kind of either a supernatural or science fiction bend to it. Normally, I don't do dramas, but for whatever reason, I enjoyed this one. So we've actually done all 3 seasons. And Christy was looking. She's like, "Wait a minute, when did this come out?" And she's like, June. She's like, "Are we gonna have to wait almost a year for the next season?" I'm like, "Yep." Tell you, babe. But no, it has cleaned up a ton of records or awards. It is a very good show. Like, it's one of those shows that the writing's great, the acting's fantastic. It does make you hungry watching it sometimes, but like I said, it is a hardcore drama. Yeah, there's some levity to it from here, every so often, but it is not a comedy. Do not go into this thinking it's a comedy, because you're not going to like what you get. If you're okay with seeing a drama, and everyone on this show has crap going on, it's definitely a high quality show. You'll probably enjoy it. My second pick is, I have introduced. Well, Sean had apparently downloaded the first book in the series. There's a series on Audible called the actual series is called Spells, Swords, and Stealth. It's named after the board game in the book series that it follows. There's 5 books. They are now all free on the US version of Audible. So I've been downloading them and listening to them, and I've started the last of the books. And as I'm starting to go through this, number one, I'm still enjoying it. I love the characters. They're a lot of fun to follow. But I got to looking, and I was just like, I wonder if the guy is working on the next one, or hopefully he hasn't, like, something hasn't happened to him. Well, apparently he's pretty prolific. He lives here in Texas, but he's been working on some other series, and it's one of those things. I'm like, okay, cool. Do I reach out to the guy and be like, dude, I love the book series. When's the next one? Because I'm almost guaranteed this can't be the last one in the series. I mean, I guess they could wrap things up in this book. I think it would be pretty rushed to do so, just from the stuff that they're hinting at. But yeah, I'm almost afraid that I'm gonna finish reading the series and just be like, all right, gotta wait a couple years, because he just released another book in another series. He's got multiple book series going on.
Mhm.
So I thought, well, I mean, maybe I'll check out some of his other stuff or whatever. So and then if y'all end up checking it out and y'all like it, who knows? Maybe we need to reach out again and try to get an author on again. That might be fun. So, but anyway, so those are my 2 picks for the month: is The Bear and the Spell, Swords, and Stealth series. The first book in that series, by the way, is called NPCs. So look for NPCs, and then that'll get you going. So that is our show for the month, ladies and gentlemen. If you would please give us a 5-star rating wherever it is you listen to the show. You can watch the show on YouTube, where we do it there as well. You can check out the website, epicallygeeky.com, where you can find the other shows we do, including the marginally geeky, sustainably geeky, and creatively geeky shows. You can find us on all the at least on a couple of the socials at Epically Geeky as well. Where can we find you online, Ray?
Shutting down X. The Reluctant Yeti on Instagram, and then fixing fucking Wikipedia. Which, by the way, college students, when you get there, Sean, be there first.
Chris?
Moody Midlife on Instagram.
Sean?
Your favorite broken toy on Instagram and TikTok. Actually, I found a new pastime other than screwing with Wikipedia, because that is always fun. But screwing with AI bots on TikTok is fun too.
All right.
Yeah, you can tell when they're AI because it's not that good.
Mm-hmm.
Or when they're like, oh, you want to see naughty pictures of me? And they're like, no, not really. Do you want to see naughty pictures of me? And that usually shuts them down pretty quick too.
Nice.
Yeah. Bunch of perverts.
I know, right? And as always, you can find my individual wacky adventure online at Optimus Jane on Facebook Facebook and Instagram. I'm still there. For everyone on the site, have a good night.